Hello, Patreon. It's good to see you again. West here, the Mingo. I am, so one of the things that we try to do on the channel is always play a game multiple times before we try to film it on camera, because there are some general nuances and things, and anytime you're playing through a game the first time, especially if it's different scenarios, there's going to be things that pop up that you're just not sure how to deal with, and you want to try to find as many of those as you possibly can before you're actually filming it for general consumption. So that way you're able to enjoy the game, you're able to have fun, and not worry so much about the nuances of rules, because you've had an opportunity to go through it once before and kind of work out the kinks and things as you're going. Now, having said that, there obviously are cards and stuff that will make each experience a little bit different. We generally don't do exactly the same scenario, because we will throw a thing in here once or twice, as long as the game isn't too incredibly complicated. I'm looking at you, Frostpunk. But in this particular case, we have Final Girl. I'm super duper ridiculously excited to be able to play the Wolfe Asylum with the Ratchet Lady. It is a Season 2 piece for that Season 2 box, so we've got the majority of all the pieces and things. I do want to give a straight up caveat. We're using Veronica as our hero. I don't have Veronica's meeple because they haven't released it yet, and I don't have the Ratchet Lady's meeple because they haven't released it yet, and I also don't have the Maniacs meeples because they haven't released them yet. So I'm using some stand-ins. I'm using the what is it, the Ghost Lady, or the I don't know, what is the one? Come on now. Why am I not thinking about this? I'm using the one from the manor, the Poltergeist. Thank you. The Poltergeist is the one that I'm using for right now, and I'm using one of the other random Final Girls for our Veronica meeple. So what is different about this than some of the other ones? There's a few actually different things in this. There is an additional card in here called Calm, which allows me to... The Maniacs were originally people who were in the asylum and kind of that the Ratchet Lady turned into Maniacs. So there's a way for me to calm them, to turn them back into victims so that I can try and save them, which would be good. Although they could also get killed, increase the bloodlust, and then make bad things happen. In here there's also random pills, which look like this, if I'm looking at the camera correctly. I think, there you go, yeah. There's this little pill. Here I can show it a little bit better. And when you flip it over, it has different colors. So there's a pink one, a yellow one, and a purple one. If you take those, they have different effects. I can show you here. There's the card with the different effects. But the yellow gives you health, the purple makes you move one space, the pink reduces the horror level. If you combine yellow and purple together, you get to recover all of your health, but you do have to draw 2 side effect cards when that happens. If you take 2 at the same time, you draw 2 side effect cards. Yellow and pink will give you 5 time back, so it makes you move like super fast. If you do purple and pink, it lowers horror level by 3, which is really cool. And then in addition to that, if you do all 3 together, so yellow, purple, and pink, you draw 3 side effect cards, but you get an amped card. And all of these amped cards allow you to do some pretty crazy things. So I'm pretty excited to see that. Generally speaking, there are quite a few no effect cards in the side effect deck, but there's also quite a few not so great things in the side effect deck. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. And we'll see what happens. So to be brutally fair and honest, this is really the first time I've ever gone through Final Girl directly. I've done a couple of like little pieces here or there. I've never gone through an entire playthrough of Final Girl. However, I have played the Detective series, which is Final Girl was based off of the same general mechanics. So I'm really excited to go through Final Girl and to get to play the Ratchet Lady in the Wolfe Asylum. I'm just super excited. So I thought it would be fun for me to do this here with you guys, so you can see kind of the process of working through it and get a little sneak peek before anybody else does. So with all of that together, I guess let's dive into it. So the first thing you have to do is do the ye good old action phase. So I've got to draw my deck here. So I'm going to take all of my 0 cost action cards. And then let's see what we can do. So our options are we can walk, we can do a short rest, we can focus, and we can do a weak attack. So I'm here in this location, and I did pre-draw some of the things for the setup that it said to do, and there's a death token here. So if I enter that area, I immediately take 1 damage, and if, but by the same token, if any of the maniacs or the killer enter that space, they also take 1 damage. I'm kind of hoping that that's like a one-time thing, that like all of a sudden that's really the only thing that happens there, but I also have a feeling that may not actually be what happens. Yeah, because it's this event card here that says just place the skull token in there. When you or an enemy enters that space, you or it is dealt 1 damage. So that sucks. I think that's just an event that's just going to happen. I don't know that that event necessarily goes away. I mean, maybe I could look that up, but I don't think that is the way that events work. I'm pretty sure the event just keeps happening because it's an event. Let me double check here just to be on the safe side. It's page number 30. And page 30 says, in the event, an event card is revealed at the start of the game. And more may be revealed over the course of time. When indicated, the event icon reveal the next event and apply its effects. Some event cards are permanent, ongoing effects, while others have one-time effects and will be discarded at the end. Yeah, it says on the bottom that there would be something that would say discard if it was going to be discarded. So this is just forever. That whole room is now tainted. That really sucks. All right. Do I get to take any cards? I feel like I would really love to take some cards here before, but I don't get to because of the planning phase. Do I get to take do you get to take a planning phase first before your very first action, or you just take this? Shuffle the event location cards. Yep, now you're just able to begin, right? And then the game plays in turns. Yep, my final girl has 5 phases. Yep, okay. During this phase, yep, okay. It doesn't say I get to take them. Does it say I get to start at a different time? Let's look back at the very beginning. Yeah, okay. No. Game overview and objective. Great. Player board. Looked at all that stuff. That's great. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. No. It doesn't say that I do. That's fantastic. So, just like the detective series, you just get to start with this, and that's great. Okay, so let's see here. I'm here in this room, and this is my exit, there's an exit, and over here is an exit. So, I can do some walking, potentially, because that would be a good thing for me to do. So let's try walking. So I'm gonna try walking here, and since we're in the green, get to do that. Let's see, I've got I could have 2 successes by playing 2 cards, but is 1 space worth 2 cards? Could be, because I could save 2 people like right away. But I kind of want to get that pill. And they're going to walk with me anyway, right? So let's get rid of these 2 focus cards. So where's my discard pile here? I guess I'm just going to put them there. All right, so using this information here, I walked, I got 2 successes. I'm going to move 2 spaces. So 1, 2. I'm now in the same room as these 2 victims, which is awesome. They're super excited to have me there. I'm going to try to use the same card again. And this time I actually got 2 successes. So I'm going to go into this room. I'm going to spend a time to pick up... Oh, but I also have to spend 2 time for walking, or 1 time for walking. And then I'm going to spend 1 time again for walking, and then I'm going to spend 1 time here to pick up this pill, and then I'm going to go back into this room where I already was. Or I could go into this room where this person is. That's really smart, because now I have all these victims with me. That's fantastic. Great, so I have this pill. Let's flip it over, see what I got. I have a yellow one, which gives me an extra health. That's pretty cool. So I'm gonna put this in my backpack. Now I can't move anymore, and I've kind of like screwed myself being in just one space. So I'm gonna be done here. I'm gonna call that good. I'm gonna put these back there, which means this is now my discard. So those don't get to go back yet. Now the next thing that we're gonna do is our planning phase. So we get to purchase our action cards. I don't really think I need any of these right yet, because I don't feel like he's gonna get to me that fast. They can't get to me right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and discard these two as well, and I'm gonna gain 2 more time, because for each card that you discard, you gain a time. So I feel like that's a pretty good smart thing to do, even though I know I have absolutely no cards in my hands, but that does give me, the 5 time. So using 5 time, I'm definitely going to take a sprint card. I'm gonna take that's 2 for the sprint card. That gives me 3 left. Until this action phase ends, all 3s and 4s are successes. Woo! Improvise is really strong. I have 3. I feel like getting a couple of cards are probably good, so I'm gonna get another close call and I'm gonna get all these. So close calls and sprint, that gives me all of my cards. Okay, great. Now that resets back to 6, and I return all cards back to their respective piles. These are all 0s. Fantastic. The maximum hand size is 10, so that's fun. And I don't have anywhere near 10 cards, so that's good. Now we're going to go to the killer phase. I feel like that's a scary name for a phase, like killer phase. It could be called like the bad guy phase. But I mean, this is a game about killers, so I mean, we're not pulling any punches here. It's very clear that this Ratchet Lady is trying to destroy me. So we're gonna resolve the killer action and draw a terror card. So the killer's action, she has her minions are gonna move towards me 2 spaces. So each minion's gonna go, let's see, what's the fastest way? So if they go here, that's 1. Is this all just 1 space, do you think? No, that's 1 space. So 1, 2, 3 gets them 1 space away from me. Yeah, okay. Or they could go 1, 2, ugh. Yeah, okay. So 2 gets them in the common room, but I really like putting them in the common room because then they die. Because maniacs only have 1 health, and as soon as they enter into this common room, that kills them. And that puts them 1 space away from me. Whereas doing it this way, it would be 1, 2, they're 2 spaces away from me. So if they're really following all of the correct rules, right, they're gonna go in here and they're gonna die. So that's exciting. I really like that. Thank you, event card. And then that means also that the killer is not moving. Really? The killer's not gonna move? Really? Killer doesn't move. But the killer tries to attack me and anyone else, and there's no one else in her space, so she's just staying there. She's gonna hang out. She's not gonna try to move. And the minions just died. So now let's see what happens with the terror card. So my active terror card is, let me tend to your wounds. If there are no victims on the board, discard and draw the next terror card. Otherwise, the Ratchet Lady, okay, Ratchet Lady only is going to move towards the nearest victim and then attack. Great. She's going to do it twice. For each victim killed, the Ratchet Lady recovers 1 health. Fantastic. So Ratchet Lady is going to move towards the nearest victim, which is 2 spaces. She takes 1 damage. However, she's going to attack twice because she's going to attack for the first one and then attack for the second one. So she's going to regain 2 health. And the cool thing about the Ratchet Lady, I say cool with air quotes, gigantic air quotes, is that she has lots of health. And she doesn't have a maximum health. The Ratchet Lady has no upper health value, so she can just exponentially get stronger and stronger. But she only starts with 6 health, so I feel like that's pretty good, right? Okay, fantastic. So she killed 2 of my poor victims here, which means she increased the bloodlust by dose. Wonderful. That's just really great. That's great. And that also increased the horror level. That's also good. And now she moves 4 spaces. So, yeah. Also good. Okay, great. I feel like that was a really fantastic round. Now we're gonna do the panic phase. And the panic phase is if a victim was killed this turn, panic all victims in the killer space. Well, there's 2 more left. So let's see what happens to them. So we're gonna roll for each one. 1 goes towards wherever the 3 is. 3's down here, so 1 goes over here. And the other is going to where the 4 is, which is up here. Great. Just so great. Okay. Wonderful. And now we have an upkeep phase, so we're gonna reveal the finale. If there are no tarot cards left, there are. Rearrange our items. We're good. And I wonder if I'm going to check the rules for the pills because I feel like there have to be more pills. When you end your movement space in a space with a pill, if at any point in action phase, refer to pill effects. So shuffle the pill tokens. You will start with 4 tokens on the board. Each setup card will tell you where the pills go. Draw them from the pool. Place pill effect card next to your player board. Draw 1 token and place it face up. And there should now be 5 tokens left in the pool. Shuffle and place the end. Okay, so no, apparently not. But I'm guessing here that there's probably going to be pills in the bag or something like that, in the items that are available. Cool. So now it is time to run away. I'm not sure if you know much about running. I know lots about running. So yeah, I'm gonna run. Running is very strong for that. So here we go. We're going to sprint. So I've got these beautiful 3 here. I figured that was going to happen eventually. That one moved here to the 3. Good. So we've got 5 and 3. So I can move 2 spaces with 1 success. That is all I really need. Ooh, do I do? Because I can move those 2 spaces and I can get 4 people out. Like almost right away. But if I do another movement, no, I feel like I can't be too greedy here. Because if I do another movement, I could do an extra. No, I'm going to do it. Okay, so I'm going to move here and here into this, and I'm going to take all of these people, and I'm going to say, GTFO, guys, for realsies, get out. So I've just saved 4 people. So that is 1 time that went up. And then now I've got 2 more time that went up. And then I have, 2 more time that went up. Maybe I shouldn't save that last person. Do they automatically get saved? Because I feel like I'm wasting that time. I don't want to lose 2 extra time. Because I feel like you can't go any higher than that, right? What does it say about victims when you're trying to save them? I know one thing that it says about victims, which I thought was quite funny. It says, note, victims are naturally confused, brave, stupid, or some combination thereof, and therefore can only be saved if convinced by the final girl. As such, victims that end up alone in an exit space are not automatically saved. So I feel like I can tell them, hey, just hang out for here for a second. Or he's not the exit space with 2 victims. She chooses to save both of them. They happily escape. So I'm choosing not to save this last one. I'm gonna say, hey, yo, you need to stay here with me because, yeah, we're not leaving yet. I need you to watch my back. Keep my 6. I actually have no good answers for that. Sorry, that just came off really bad. Okay, great. So we did that. Really happy about that. Do I want to do anything else? I feel like I'm never going to be far enough away because he can literally move 4 spaces if he's trying to come after me. But we have no minions on the board, and he's not naturally going to go after me. But I'm 3 spaces away. If I were to move again, I could be far enough away that he won't actually get to me. Or she won't actually get to me. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, we're gonna sprint again. And so I got 1 success. Okay, so I get to move 2 more spaces. So I'm gonna take this dude with me. 1 and 2. I'm gonna go up here into, oh no, because then that dude's there. Yikes, I didn't realize that opened up there too. I forgot. I'm 3 no way no matter what I do. So I'm not gonna take this card and use it because I am stuck either way. Yeah, no matter what I do, I am too close. That's less good. That is less good. Okay, so I'm not gonna use that extra sprint card. It's cool, we're good. Great. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so we're gonna call that good. I'm not using my pills, so we're good. We're gonna go to the planning phase. I now have 11 time because I'm just incredibly good at saving people. So I feel like I need to take some pretty hardcore action here. I'm gonna take a critical blow because that way I can have it in my deck. That's 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 leaves me with 5. And I can use a retaliate and then pick up another close call, do you think? Or should I take a furious strike? So I mean, right now he's only doing 1 damage to me, so I don't feel like it's that important, but I feel like me doing damage to it is good. But that is like getting successes right out of the gate. Okay, so we're gonna do Furious Strike, which is 4. Boom, I've got 1 left. I'll take this other close call. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then I can take some of these as well. 5. So I can take another 5 of these. I'm gonna take both of the walks, and I'm gonna take both of the focuses, and then I'm gonna take a weak attack. Great, that should keep me at 10, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Sprint goes back here into the 2 space. Fantastic. Okay. I feel like that was a pretty good turn. I feel like I'm doing good. I'm sure I'm gonna get creamed here very shortly. Or I've probably played something 1,000 times incorrectly, and you guys will tell me how wrong I am, which is fine. This is how I usually figure out everything that I've done wrong, because I go, wow, that was a lot easier than it was, or wow, that was so hard, and then I realize I just got the rules wrong. So it's good. Now we're gonna go to the killer phase. Fantastic. So we're going to resolve the killer action. There's no minions. There are no myself, and there are no victims in the killer space, so we're good. So we're just going to pull a new tarot card. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this lady just is misunderstood and there's nothing really that scary with her. This one's called Whispers in the Dark. This one says, if there are no victims on the board, discard and draw another tarot card. Fantastic. We don't have to do that. The closest victim to the Ratchet Lady becomes a maniac. That's less good. And then maniacs only are aiming after me, so they're going to move towards me. That's great. That's really good. So the closest one to her... I feel like you always have to go with the worst case scenario. I'm pretty sure that's the way Final Girl works. There's like 3 different things in the rule book, which I thought was funny, so I'll read those now. There's 3 different ways for rule ambiguity. Here at the bottom it says Final Girl is a game system with a massive scope with card interactions and combinations that might as well be considered an infinite in number. As such, it can happen that from time to time there is something that may not be covered in the rules, and there is a timing question, a strange card interaction, a tie that cannot be adequately resolved, or something else that causes you uncertainty when playing, and in these cases, apply one of the following rules. The rule of infinite evil. Resolve it in such a way that it results in the worst outcome from you. Rule of abject realism. Resolve it in a way that results in the most realistic or thematic outcome. Or the rule of never-ending hilarity. Resolve it in a way that results in the funniest outcome. I love the rule of hilarity. However, this is Final Girl, so I think while I do appreciate the rule of infinite evil, I think the rule of abject realism is probably what we really need to go for here. So I believe that the worst thing that could happen here, and that is the most thematic in origin, is for all of a sudden in this corridor area up here, we've got these 2 victims. One of them just starts convulsing because it took some pills earlier, and now it becomes a maniac. So we're going to transform this person into a maniac who is now next to this victim and is clearly going to is actually going to run away from the victim, which is kind of cool. So it just kind of like convulses and then starts running towards the Final Girl, Veronica. So it's just going to like head out this way, boom, boom, and then it's going to run into this area and it's going to try to attack me. And it actually will attack me, and it takes 1 health away from me. And I say, ow. It was very inappropriate. I don't think that was necessary at all. And I didn't take any retaliation cards. I didn't take guard or retaliate because I thought for some reason that I was far away, and I'm not. But that's okay. So it was only 1 point of damage. I have ways to get health back. I'm okay. Now the other question is, when I take damage, does that increase bloodlust? I don't think it does. I think only when a victim is killed does it increase bloodlust. But let me double check. When I take damage, let's see, attacking the Final Girl, got it, yep, perfect, that's correct, okay. The target of the killer space, you automatically take damage to you, defend, retaliation card, great, if you're not dead, you're fine. It doesn't say anything about increasing bloodlust. So, assuming it's in the rule book would be written in the correct way, which I believe it is, because Van Ryder's amazing at the rule books, I'm feeling pretty good. Great. So, yeah. All right. I feel good. I mean, I still feel like I'm okay. All right. So now we enter into the panic phase. But nobody was killed, and it very specifically says in here that if a victim becomes a maniac, it doesn't count as a death because it didn't actually die. So therefore, no victim died, so there is no panic phase because no one was killed, right? Because we did the panic phase from the other one. Yeah, so we're good. Great. Love it. All right, upkeep phase. There's really nothing to upkeep, so now we're going into the action phase again. Cool, and I got a ton of cards. I feel like I'm in a good spot here. So I could hit weak attack, but if I hit weak attack and I don't get 2 successes, I take a damage as well. That is less good. I really need 2 successes out of this. So Furious Strike seems like such a waste though. And I didn't take a comm card because there were none on the table. I have a ton of cards and a lot of these are zeros, okay? So let's just take our chances with a weak attack, all right? Because I'm still rolling 3 dice. And I need to spend 2 cards. So let's use a close call to re-roll one of these die and just see. I didn't do it any better. And I just wasted another card. Great. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of these 2 focus cards, I guess. It's probably going to hurt me in the end. But that's okay. So now I got 2 successes on this weak attack. So I did the 1 damage to the maniac, and the maniac is now gone. And that makes me very happy. Oh, this got brought back up to 6. Cool. So now I can walk if I can get 2 successes, and I can save some people and get some more stuff. So I'm instantly going to save the chick that is on my space right now, and that gives me 3. So 1, 2, and 3 brings me up to 9. I really want that other pill. So let's see what kind of success I can get with this walk here. 1 success. I'm going to go in this room and I'm going to take this pill. It is a purple pill. That's exciting. Great. Oh, I was supposed to increase bloodlust by 1. So I would have only been rolling 1 die. That is less good. That is less good. Okay. That's way less good. So let's back this up again. Okay. I forgot there was a bloodlust on the bottom of that card. I'm sure there's like 6 of you in there screaming, dude, don't forget bloodlust. Yeah, okay, I hear you. So then in the first thing that I'm going to do then is go to this focus here. So we're going to try and go back down again. And I got 1 success. I don't mind losing a time to bump this back so that I can have 3 dice again. That makes me very happy. Okay. That works well. Lowered the horror by 1. Because that is what bloodlust does, right? Let's just double check. Increase bloodlust by 1. Oh no, increased bloodlust goes this way, so it doesn't affect the horror. I would have been fine. Wow, okay. I am so good at games, just so that you know. Bloodlust is this thing here. So we would have done exactly what we did. Save the person, go up by 3, 1, 2, 3 to 9. I would be in this room. I would have taken this. I dropped the 2 focuses. I used a walk, and I used a close call to re-roll the dice. So there we go. Okay, everything is back where it was before. Fantastic. I'm good at games. Great. Okay, so now, do I try and save 1 more person and get my 3 time back? I need to search stuff, right? Because that is what this is all about. I need to find things to do stuff. So, but I don't have any search cards because that costs 2 time, and I didn't do that. But I do have drugs. So just in case you're wondering, drugs are bad. Okay, I'm gonna try moving again. 1 success. Great. I do. I'm gonna go up here with this person, so we're now all together. And I think I should stop there, or do I sprint? If I sprint, I could potentially move up to 3 spaces. I do have to lose a time for walking. Let's sprint. Let's see what happens. I got 2 successes. I am not going to lose 2 cards because these are all very expensive cards. Although I could lose this one and I could get 2 successes and I could move 3 spaces. And then I could have those 2 out and I can gain 3 time. Let's do it. Okay, I'm turning this into a success. So that gives me 3 successes, and I really only wasted 1 time for doing that. So now I get to move 3 spaces. I lose a time, but I'm gonna go 1, 2, and 3, and I'm gonna get both of these people out. I get 3 time back, 1, 2, 3, and we have saved more people. I'm so good at saving people. I wish a win condition on this game could be, hey, you saved all the people, and now you could just leave. But no, we are the final girl, so we can't do that. We have to kill the bad guy. And I really need the bad guy to leave the space where the bad guy is, because Ratchet Lady can't stay in that room. She's driving me crazy. I need her to leave. And I also really don't want to be in the room that I'm in right now that I think about it, because if she goes into the room with me to leave, I have to lose health to leave. Also not smart. So, best of the best. We're doing what we're going to do. We're fine. I'm going to call that good there. Now we're going to go into the planning phase. So I have a total of 10 to spend. Now, remembering all of the things that I saw before, I should probably get 2 search cards. So that would give me 1, 2, 3, 4, brings me down to 6. I should probably get a retaliate card because I have a feeling I'm going to get beat up. That is 4, leaves me with 2. And then I feel like there's only 1 more victim left. So again, calm sounds great in the grand scheme of things, but I don't feel like it's that important. When you replay this, you'll go back and you'll be like, oh yeah, Wes said that wasn't important, and then it was probably really important. That's usually what happens to me. I have 2 health or 2 time left. Do I get another sprint, or do I do a guard? I feel like chicken tonight, so I'm gonna take a guard. I really need to move though, and I've used all my movement, so I'm gonna take the sprint. All right, so I've got 2 searches, a retaliate, a sprint, and a critical blow and a furious strike. So I'm like mad ready, but I really need to start searching areas to find some weapons. Yeah, it'd be great if I could find some weapons. So now all this stuff goes back. So we've got a sprint, my 2 close calls. I got, I do get this short rest. That comes into my hand. But now I have my weak attacks, my walks, focuses, those all go down into the 0 card area. All right, and now we're gonna do, reset this to 6 and return action cards. Now it's the killer phase. There are no maniacs. The killer is trying to attack me, but it's not moving towards me, so it's just like, where are you? It's probably, it's probably thematically singing some random song. In the flavor text on this, it talks about how she has a horrible smile. Let me read it to you. What is this silliness without reading the flavor text? There once was a woman who loved helping people. Her greatest joy was a bandage a wound, offer a kind word, or hold a sickly hand. Then, one day, she witnessed something so horrible, so soul-shattering that it changed her completely, utterly, irrevocably. And now, the kindness and joy that have been replaced with cruelty and despair. There is still a smile, but it's a hateful smile. And may the God of Abraham have mercy on you if you see it. This was apparently taken from A History of New England Asylums by Dr. M. Foreman. That's just frightening that it might have actually been a real person at some point. Yeah, so that's great. Cool. So she's not going to do anything. We're going to flip over a new tarot card, and we have Extreme Paranoia. So All victims in spaces adjacent to the killer will panic. So this person will panic. Great. Moves into space number 2. So literally runs into the room with the killer. That's super smart. I take 1 damage for each victim that panicked into my space. Thankfully that didn't happen. So good. And if no victims panicked into your space, oh good, just increase the horror level by 2. That's perfect. I mean, sure, why not, right? I mean, yeah. That makes sense. Cool. This is great. What do these little tokens on the bottom mean? Because I know that there's these things here, and they match that. But then there's also some with pluses on them. Does that mean anything? I don't think so. I think it just says which one it goes with. Pretty sure that's all it is. Probably wrong, but we'll see. Okay. Fantastic. So that is the end of the killer phase. Great. Panic phase. There was no victim killed. However, the victim did run into the killer's space. Does it panic anyway, even though it's in the same space as the killer? At least 1 victim was killed and the victim is in the same space as the killer. No, it doesn't. Interesting. Cool. I mean, less cool in a way, but because it's definitely going to die next round. Yeah. It's cool. So the panic phase is done. Upkeep phase is done. Now we're moving back into the action phase. Let's see what we're going to do. I used all my little ones. I just have 1 sprint. I could run in there and just start wailing on this person. I really wish I'd have taken improvise though. That would have been very smart. That would have been very smart. Because then 3s and 4s would have counted as well, instead of just 6s. But I have a bunch of cards here. Okay. Let's just see what happens. Let's just go all ham. Let me see if I can sprint into the area, or do I try to search first? But okay. Can I break up movement like that? I feel like I can. I know I can at least break up a move that way. Let's see. Movement. Okay. So result of an action being moved to 1 spaces, you can move any number of spaces indicated. For each you move, you only move to 1 adjacent space. Adjacent spaces are indicated by the path. Any unused movement you decide not to use is lost. Well, I know that you can save victims though, but I can't like go into a room, stop, search, and then move the rest of it. That's less good. Oh, and when leaving a space containing 1 or more victims, I can take up to 2 victims with me. So I probably screwed that up because I'm pretty sure I took like 4 victims with me there. That's cool. So we'll just, it's a learning experience. That's what we say. So there you go. I've already screwed up taking more victims with me than I was probably supposed to. I thought that was really easy to clear victims out of the room. Now I know. And see, when you watch the actual playthrough of this, you'll say to yourself, hey, I now know why Wes knows that answer. And I'll even probably say it, like, and you can only take 2 victims with you. And you'll know why, because I figured it out right here. And knowing's half the battle. So what do you think? I should probably just like put 2 victims. Let's put 3 victims back out on the table. I messed up my cards and everything too. Let's just put 2 more victims randomly out. So we'll put 1 over here, and I'll put another one here. There we go. That's fine. I feel like it's probably only 2 that made any difference. All right. You probably already added it up, and it was probably more than 2. But you know what? For the sake of the fact that it is currently 4:46 in the morning, we're going to do our best and just be fine with what we're at. That's what we're going to do. All right, so because it's 4:46 in the morning, I'm just going to straight up go ham on this lady, and let's try to sprint into that room. Hopefully we can make it happen. I wish I could lower the horror, though. Can we do that first? Is that possible? No, I didn't take anything to lower horror, which I'm pretty sure I talked about at one point, like, oh, I don't need to lower horror. This distraction, not important. Definitely important now. So maybe I don't. Maybe I just sprint and try and search, because I do have search. Yeah, let's sprint and try to search, see what happens. And just like that, absolutely nothing. That is so great. Let's see, do I have some 0 other? I only have the 1 0 card. Seriously? These other cards are so big. All right, well, I don't even have any successes. That sucks. Do I get rid of one of my 2s, which would literally be one of the searches? Yep, that's what I'm going to do. So I can move up to 2 spaces, but that still doesn't even get me into the room. It just gets me into 1 room. That's fine. Whatever. So I lose a time. I'm moving the 1 space into this room. Now I'm going to search and hope for the best. 1 success. So I lose another time. I can take the top item on the card at my space. Now, this is the space where I'm at, which is the physician's manual. So when taking pill tokens or drawing amped cards, draw an additional 1. And choose which to keep and discard at that time. All right. So great. It's I can put it in my backpack because I can use it at any time. And I believe when you take an item, you get to flip the next one over. Let's just double check, because that is a thing. Depending on the results, you may draw 1 or more cards, usually keeping 1 turned over, face up at the bottom. So it's easy choice. She doesn't think about it. The next card remains face down, but Lori's hoping she can play another search card in the future to find something more useful. Apparently not. Okay, so coolio. So I got a book. That's great. Cool. I do have the ability to move 1 space. Oh, I have the ability to move 1 space. That's what I should do. Okay. And I used my purple pill. I moved 1 space. Then I did my sprint action, move 2 spaces. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. You're mad because I'm doing stuff, but listen to me. Listen. I'm trying to learn this game, so I'm learning all the rules. Okay, all at once. We're going to make this happen together. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Now I'm going to take this yellow pill because I need some health back because I'm only at 3. And now I'm going to go ham on this lady. Let's see what we can do here. So first things first, we are going to straight up myrtleize her by using critical blow. Okay, let's hope we get some successes. 1 success. That is 2 damage. Fantastic. And we reduce her horror level by 1, and action stops. That's less good, but it's okay. At least we did some damage. And I'm going to lower time by 1 because in the middle of a fight, we are definitely picking up that pill. Because, yeah, we saw it on the floor because she smacked us a little bit. You know, we smacked her, and then we got scared a little. And we saw the pill on the floor, and we were like, hey, that's a pill. I should probably take that.
Sing a song!
And
sing a song!
Here is Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, how's it going?
So it's going really well.
Are you enjoying it? That's probably the biggest question.
I'm very much enjoying it.
I'm exporting your 5 Quack & Co videos.
Great.
I still have to figure out something for Quackalope.
Good.
But
I made a couple of mistakes, but I figured out what they were. One of the major mistakes I did was I took more victims with me than I was allowed to. I didn't realize you were only allowed to take 2.
have you completely lost?
I have yet to completely lose. I actually feel like I'm doing pretty well. Like, look, she's only got 5 health.
Yeah.
I have 4, and she's only there. And I've saved a whole bunch of victims. I did technically
have you told them this
save
is the
2
first time
victims.
you're playing?
This is the first time I'm playing, and it's the first time I'm playing this particular scenario. But I did say that I played that detective game, which is what it was based on.
Very similar.
Yeah, and I've played that a bunch of times.
Are you enjoying this
Yes.
as much as you thought you would? considering you own it all, you have it all in,
yeah,
etc., etc.
I do really like this a lot, actually.
Good.
I think this is really good. Because I really enjoyed the... This is also true. Well, no, I enjoyed the Great Zimbabwe.
It's been a hard week.
It's been a hard week, yeah. There's been some games we've played that have not
lots
so
of
great.
rules mistakes, lots of you're not our favorite, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but that's okay, you know, we're gonna get there together.
Yeah. Alright, I was just coming up to bug you.
Cool.
Bye, Patreon.
Yeah. I feel like I could have done better with that move, but I feel overall I think we're still good. Okay. So now, after my turn has been unceremoniously ended by my terrible actions, we are now going into the planning phase. So, and I know that I am going to get whacked badly here very shortly. And I do have a retaliate still in here, which is great. I have a total of 3 available. Do I do a guard? I feel like I need to do a distraction because I've got retaliate. Yeah. So we're gonna take a distraction to help lower the overall horror level, which is 3. So that we're gonna take that back up to 6. We're gonna take all these zeros. We're gonna put all these cards back. I lost my awesome critical blow, but I did do 2 damage, so I feel like that was pretty strong. Put our searches back, our short rest, and a sprint. There we go. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cards. Cool. Now we're going to go to the killer phase. So no maniacs left, and now she's going to attack me. She's going to do a damage to me. That was very inappropriate. However, before she does the damage to me, I am going to play my retaliate card, which is this one here. So if I got a success, so I reduce damage from the attack by 2, and I damage her. So is it worth it? Because it's still only 1 damage that she's doing to me. I think I'm going to hold on to this retaliate. No, I already did it. I did it. It's fine. So I take 1 damage away from her, and she does a damage. Oh, but I don't take any damage at all. Perfect. That was really good. And overall, that worked. Yay me. Survive another day. Now we flip over a terror card, and let's see what horrible things happen now. Screams in the dark. There are victims on the board, so we keep going. The 2 closest victims to the Ratchet Lady become maniacs. So this becomes a maniac. Great. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think the one at the exit is gonna go and then turn into a maniac. Great. And then they're gonna move towards me, so they can move 4 spaces. So they hear and they run all into here. Now technically this one just entered into this room, and because of that, she died. So I have to say this event has really worked out in my favor. That's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. So that one, this one was already there, so I don't feel like that one entered the space. It was already there, so it didn't have to take the damage. So, all right, that goes over there. Great. Now we enter into the panic phase, and again, no victims died because technically the victims just got turned because they've been eating random pills off the floor. Now I know what you're thinking. But West, you ate random pills off the floor too. I know. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay? I think that's clear in this information here. We don't always do what we're supposed to do. Great, now we go the upkeep phase, no upkeep. Now we're moving on into the action phase. So, when I do what I do, I really want to do this distraction first. So I'm gonna try to distract and hope that I can get at least 1 success. I got potentially 2 successes. That would be amazing. Do I want to walk? I'm going to get rid of a walk and a focus. So a walk and a focus go away so that I can have 2 successes and gain 2 time, which lowers this to 0, and I now get to have 3 dice back. And you know what that means? That means that I'm going to aim at this Furious Strike here with my 3 dice and gain 2 successes and do 2 more damage to this so-and-so. And I get to reduce it again, but it's already there, so it's fine. Probably should have just left that one alone. Okay, and then what do I do now? What do I do now? I should probably try the weak attack against the maniac because I don't want the maniac to hit me, but there's only one more. Ugh. No, I'm gonna weak attack against the baddie here, against the Ratchet Lady. And I got 1 success, which I can take a hit and also take the last one off of her unless I get rid of these last 2 cards in my hand, and then it would be her. We would flip her over and see if she dies. Let's see what happens. We're gonna go for broke here. So if I get rid of these 2 cards, I then have 2 successes, which means I do a straight up 1 damage, not 2. No matter what, it's still only 1 damage. But I don't have to take a damage myself. I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I'm just going to leave these 2 cards in my hand. I'm going to do the 1 damage and take a damage myself. So it's kind of like I thematically smacked her, but she put up her weird, like, chopped off arm thing. And then as I was on my recoil from that, I hit my hand and, like, I hurt my pinky. That's probably what happened. Great. So she is now down to her last health. Whew. All right. That's amazing. So now we are in the planning phase. Fantastic. I have 8 to spend. I will say something that is very different about this game and the detective game. Not Detective City of Angels, but the Hostage Negotiator. That's what it is, Hostage Negotiator. I felt like in Hostage Negotiator, I didn't have an opportunity to get as much time to spend. That seemed like a more difficult thing to be able to get cards at. So we'll see what happens here. I have 8 left, and I have Critical Blow, so I'm definitely going to take that. That is 6. Leaves me with 2 left. With 2 left, I'm gonna go all out and take 2 close calls, and then I get my short rest. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm either gonna get it or I'm not, right? That's kind of the way this works. And I lost my Retaliate, which kind of sucks. But it's okay. We're good. All right, so let's see what happens. Yeah. Here we go. All right, bad guy phase. The maniacs move towards me. They don't attack me, but they move towards me. She's already there. And now the killer attacks me and is going to do 1 point of damage. Okay, and I don't have any Retaliate, or I could have taken a guard. That would have been smart. That's okay. We're fine. It's fine. It's just a little. Let's see what happens in the terror phase. In the terror phase, the Ratchet Lady only is going to attack me twice. That's cool. Yeah. That just sucks. Okay, so if the Ratchet Lady damages me, and she's definitely going to damage me, she's going to do 2 points of damage to me. So 1 point there. And let's see what happens here. So if you don't know, you've got to take this, and if it flips over and it's nothing there, then I am dead. Deader than dead is dead is dead. But hopefully there is at least 1 heart on the back side of it. There's a couple, or I think there's one that has 2 hearts, there's another that has 3, so let's see what happens. you're going to see before me. I don't even know. Hopefully you can see it there. What is it? Ah, I'm dead. Dang it. I was so close. What would have happened here? She had 3 hearts. Of course she did. Because thematically, that's the way this works. Well, that's it. I thought, man, I was doing so well. I was going to totally take her out the next round. Man, that sucks. Let's see what would have happened, okay? Because the first thing that I would have done is use critical blow. We're gonna do 3, and I would have gotten no successes. That's amazing. So I would have used this to re-roll everything, and I would have been able to do 2 successes, which would have done 3. But see, the problem is even that was thematically problematic because I lose all the extra, right? So I would have just done the 1 success. Yeah. And then I would have flipped this over. There would have been 3 left, and then I would have nothing. So she would have a whole nother round to beat me up again. So yeah. Wow. All right. Well, there you go. Lesson learned. Don't go all out unless you've got lots of ways to save people. Let's see what would have happened if I had taken the 2 together. You want to look up some of these amped cards? So if you get all 3 together, like the yellow, purple, and pink, you can ignore all dark power and minor dark power effects. We didn't even see any. During the upkeep phase, make a horror roll, and for each star, recover a health. That's pretty cool. If not already revealed, flip and reveal your ultimate ability, then take a second final girl call. Your ultimate ability? What is your ultimate ability? Oh! When I filled this up. Huh. Wow. Well, I should have known better. For the rest of the game, you reset the time to 7, and at the end of the planning phase, okay, if playing in extreme horror mode. Cool. Well, it wouldn't have made that much of a difference, but I totally forgot about that. And I would have gained 3 for each additional person saved. So, yeah. All right, so there you go. I learned something new by looking at all the amped cards. So there you go. And I'm sure people have been screaming about it in the comments below, but that's why we do Patreon first. So I hope you've enjoyed your time hanging out with me. Thanks for hanging out with me playing this game. Clearly I made some mistakes, but you know, that's why we play through it first, to catch all the errors that we could make when we're doing it the other way around. But I really enjoyed this a lot. I'm so happy that I backed all in both waves. Super excited to get this to the table myself and play it out and have some fun. So, all right. Well, when you see the next one come up, you'll know that Wes screwed it up with you first. So, thanks, Patreon. Have a good one. Bye.